So today we are going to discuss about content marketing. So first, let me tell you the overview. In this course, we'll be learning about the foundations of content marketing strategy to consistently develop and promote marketing pieces with the content marketing approaches. So here we have 9 topics. So today we'll be seeing all the 9 topics. The first topic is power of storytelling. Story gives us a reason to communicate, helps to create an emotional alignment between the business prospect and the customer. So we know that as per research, average adult spends 20 hours per week. So the story should be in an appealing manner to the audience, and the content should align with the brand. So we have seen that the website will be having a white space. So that space will help the audience to have a connect with the content. So the storytelling creates a space in website, blogs, videos, and social media marketing to communicate consistently. So we reach the target audience. So the ultimate goal is to create a human connection with guidance through information. So whenever a person who fairly doesn't know anything about artificial intelligence, he comes up artificial intelligence fact post. So he gets a wide knowledge about it. So next is the story that the audience remember. So only when a story has a better engagement with the right context, it has a good reach, so that the audience remember that story in their mind. So the effective storytelling should have a mission with the supporting values. So this is the first module of content marketing. So next comes the building a content creation framework. So in terms of content creation framework, right from content is created in the beginning stage till the publication, everything should have a proper flow and a sequence that should be in a framework. So as I mentioned, the content right from the beginning stage to the publication, it's need to be documented. For example, if a blog writer is creating a blog, so he need to have a blog editorial calendar 1 month in advance, so which has the details about the publish data, date and time, title, description, and the status or the progress of the blog, whether it is in the editing stage or it is in the writing stage or it is in the review stage. So everything needs to be appropriately tracked up. So the content creation at each stage mentions that the content creation has 3 stages. One is awareness stage, consideration stage, and the decision stage. So at each and every stage, the contents needs to be focused. Okay, so first in the awareness stage, when the content reaches the audience, our content should be in a manner that we are the experts in the industry with the FAQ. Like we should add videos, audios, key resources, what are the frequently asked questions. So this is the first step. So this is conceptualizing content, which is a step to build a content creation framework as a first step. So next is planning the timeline. So in terms of planning a timeline, we should have a goal to determine what contents needs to go on live. So when we have this setup in our mind, ultimately we can increase the blog traffic, we can increase the lead. So this is the ultimate goal, so according to which the timeline needs to be planned. So next step is creating workflow. So in terms of creating workflow, the content should be accurate, the content should be aligned with the brand. So everything needs to be in a progress manner. So we should have the right resources from where the data is collected. So after which we need to review and organize the content. Okay, so in terms of organizing the content, we should review the overall content once the raw material is changed to editing. So everything it is in a finished manner. So it's almost in a stage to get published. So we should check whether the content matches the expectations. So after which it needs to be published. So this is the steps to frame a content creation. So we'll see what is inbound marketing and how it works. So inbound marketing is nothing but a principle that follows attract, delight, and engage. So every time a content writer frames his content, he needs to focus on how to attract the audience, how to engage the audience with the marketing pieces, as I mentioned, like videos or audios or key resources or backlinks. So everything needs to be abruptly collected, so it engages the audience and delights the customer while reading the content. So this is how the inbound marketing works. So as I told you, the content marketing creation has a framework. So when we have a framework, we should have a focus on the target audience and what is the relationship they hold and what type of content we deliver. So these two should have a link, so which will obviously lead to a good rank about the blog. So this is called ranking. So whenever a blog post reaches a good hit, it attains good ranking. So the ranking not only leads to a good amount of traffic, we need to have a good content in the blog or the any other forms of social media marketing we serve. So every time we need to focus also on the content and also the rank we have, so which obviously leads to the traffic. So next is this traffic will leads to the sales lead. So whenever a person reaches the site, he obviously he is getting some attention towards the content we have, so he is interested in it. So the traffic is created, and obviously this conversions will be a lead. So this is the framework we should focus on. So next module is long-term content strategy. So in terms of long-term content strategy, we need to have a roadmap about what is the topic, what is the deadline, what is the content we are going to provide. So in terms of this roadmap, we should ultimately know the buyer journey. A complete research should be done about the buyer to make him purchase. So ultimately, everyone in the industry is serving a purpose. So they should be aligned with the purpose. The content will help the support team, the product team, the customer service team, including the marketing team. So as per wide knowledge, everyone thinks the content is only for the marketing team, but the content is also for supporting the other teams too. So the content should be in a clear, consistent manner. So let's see about how to plan a long-term content strategy in 4 steps. The first step would be set marketing goals. Okay, in terms of setting a marketing goal, we need to focus on the buyer journey. What is the perspective for buyer? What would the buyer focus? So that would be the marketing goal. Second would be the audit organization initiatives and asserts. So in terms of audit, we need to have two types of audit. One is content audit and event-based audit. So we should have a note of upcoming priorities in our mind so that we have a clear audit. And the next step would be identify the buyer's journey with the buyer's persona. So the buyer's persona can be researched, can be identified with their behavioral activities, and then we can create a content in an engaging manner, in an appealing manner to attract them. So these would be the 4 steps to plan a long-term content strategy. So in terms of content strategy, each goal should be a SMART. SMART stands for specific, attainable, measurable, relevant, and timely. Okay, so this every long-term content strategy needs to be documented as a folder that helps to easily identify the gaps of the future for the content creation strategy. Okay, so whenever we use a content for the future, we need to have a track on what is the old document created in relevance to the same concept we have created. So that is mentioned here. So the next point would be effective strategy for blogging. Okay, the effective strategy for blogging will be reaching the network, socialize the topic. So the topic should not be in a specific manner. It can be specific, but should be aligned to the social expectations too. So that is the point. And get inputs from the community. Like For example, blogging can be done with the concern of other team members' ideas. They would be providing certain titles for blogging. So that is mentioned here. And we should conclude the content. And when it goes live, this particular blog will have a good social traction because it's a combined sequential teamwork for an effective strategy for blogging. So this is the topic about planning a long-term content strategy. And the next topic is generating content ideas. So in terms of content ideas, initially we need to gather the data points, what is happening around in the industry. So idea is nothing more new or less than a combination of old content. So obviously you get the point, right? So every idea we see is not a stipulated new one. It is a combination, as a new combination of the old content. So generating content ideas has 4 steps: gathering a material, digesting a material, unconscious processing, and the eureka moment. The first is the gathering material. As I told, several brainstorming sessions, several browsings, and several data point collections needs to be done in the first stage. And digesting material. So we need to synthesize the data in an interesting and a compiling way. So what is the key resources? So where this data point and statistics has come from should be collected and digested. So next comes the processing stage. So in a ease mode, we should leverage the information. So as for the collected information, we need to get the information, add up value to that point and leverage the information. And finally, which is the eureka point, where the idea pops up into the head. So, and at that point, we start to read the content. So this is ultimately the 4 steps for generating the content ideas. So how to generate ideas? Interview your best customers to know the reading habits. So ultimately, every brand will have their brand loyal customers. So these customers should be very fond of our brand. So they should be tracked up, so we can have a conversation with them to know their reading habits. So the use of tools like BuzzSumo to check whether the content has a good performance hit. So these are the tools to check whether the content is reaching the audience or not. And the level of reach, like the analytics, can be tracked up. So this is the point. And next one is having a discussion to know about the ongoing project. Reach out sales team to know the target audience, note the data points, and generate your ideas. So we should have a fair idea about what the organization is aiming. For example, if the company is aiming to generate a new course launch, which is the ongoing project. So if the company is aiming for a increased number of sales with their corporate team, so that is a sales team knowledge gathering. So we should obviously generate idea and data points, what is happening in and around the industry as well as the corporate. What is the company focusing on? What is the purpose they serve? So this is ultimately this. And as you can see, the elements that a content should focus on: creating a new content is a way of signalizing to search engines and searches that your domain. So ultimately what they are telling is that when a content is reaching the audience, the content should be active. The content should be useful to the online readers. The content should continuously evolve to match searcher's intent. Like the searcher will be having a question in his mind to know about artificial intelligence, or to know about NLP, to know about every topic he has in mind. So he might have several questions running on his mind. So our content should match the audience question. So that's the ultimate process mentioned here. So next is the creating quality blog content. How to create a quality blog content? So first, initially, we should know how a blog post structure matters. So ultimately, a structure in the sense how the flow is happening, how the sequence of the content is happening. So everything needs to be concentrated. So initially, the first part would be the structure has an introduction, subheading, description, and a conclusion. And the most important point is everything needs to be in a simple language. So, as I mentioned, it is in the blog post should be in a simple language and understandable manner. So, it should be in a appealing manner for the audience too. We should also choose a topic and the title for the blog post initially. For that, we need to have a specific topic and a narrow topic. So we can funnelize that into to frame that topic or the title for the blog post. So next comes the determination of the direction of the blog post. For the direction of the blog post, we need to know that how the educational content focus the problem and the answers of the target audience. So we should have a research on the recent keywords that the buyer persona are looking into, the industry keywords that are associated that helps to increase the reader's experience. And obviously, if we have a good quality content, then the relevant content is offered to CTA as a hyperlink. Okay, the hyperlink is nothing but we have a backlink for the source we have mentioned. So this ultimately reaches a maximum hit only when the content is relevant to what a blog reader expects. So that CTA will automatically push your analytics go higher. So the topic we choose, for a blog content, the topic should be attractive. The headline ending with a bracketed clarification has performed 38% better than the others, which ultimately I've noticed that the featured snippet link and the link which pops up in the next would be the same, because the featured snippet shows the ranking above 1. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is purely done to increase the traffic of the customers or the end users. So this topic relevance creates a positive impact on search ranking. So ultimately, when a topic is chose, we need to be relevant on the topic, not only focusing on the keyword. Nowadays we need to emphasize our concentration on the topic also. So this is all about blogging, how blogging helps to rank number one in Google. And as per statistics, 71% of search queries that triggered featured snippet has shown up first in search voice results. So this is the ultimate learnings we get, that blogging is very important for a corporate to survive in the industry, to prove themselves as a unique features in the industry. Okay, so let us see how the quality content paves contribution. So when a writer or a content writer provides a quality content, they obviously pave ways to good marketing. They obviously pave growth to the company. They break the barriers. They provide communications in terms of the content they provide. They have a good reach. They have an emotional alignment with the audience. They have a connect with the audience. So this is important pathways that the quality content owes. And also an important criteria that needs to be focused is that the quality content focuses on the sales team, helps in partnership, helps the design team out too. So a quality content is a very important criteria that corporate should analyze for a future growth and upcoming challenges. So this is the quality content. Next comes the creating topic clusters and pillar page, which is the next module. So our content needs to be chosen initially. So we need to have inbound marketing via personas, which we already discussed. So which is nothing but attract, delight, and engage, which needs to be focused throughout the content we emphasize for the audience. And in specific, the topic needs to be aligned, should be specific. The clusters includes a specific topic, subtopic, and the link. This is called as creating topic clusters. So when a content has too much information, it is also very boring to the reader, and it would be overwhelming. So when it reaches to be overwhelming, so the reader will obviously leave the site, which is a bad sign. So the goal of a pillar page is to provide a comprehensive overview. So whenever a content is ready, we should have a pillar page which provides a comprehensive overview. 90% of website visitors prefer to read a lengthy content as a PDF only, as opposed to website landing page. Okay, the reason is that you might have noticed several websites have done this option PDF format, because when there is a lengthy format of content, the visibility of the content will have a good clarity only in the PDF format. So that the statistics says that 90% of the website visitors prefer this. Okay, so next comes the organic search results. So organic search results need to be observed on a regular basis to maintain the traffic flow. So in terms of traffic flow, we already mentioned the keywords are important. Much more important are the topic, and much more important is the way we deliver the content in a consistent manner to the audience. So everything combines in a way that the organic search results are focused and observed, so which obviously leads to a good amount of increase in the traffic flow. So this is the one module that a content writer should focus. So next comes the building a guest blogging strategy, followed by SEO. In terms of SEO, first let me tell you in detail about the guest blogging. What is guest blogging? Writing and publishing an article on someone else's website. Quite weird, right? But it has a back-end work which will obviously help the company who's having a backlink. Okay, So writing and publishing an article on someone else's website or blog is called as guest blogging. So the reasons why a guest blogging is done. Okay, the reasons are it helps to expand our audience. It helps to increase the referral traffic to the website. It helps the website's SEO, which is search engine optimization. This is not an easy job, but the guest blogging helps you to peripherally do this in a clear manner, because when a content writer does guest blogging, he'll be having a backlink to our website, which is called as referral traffic to the website. Let me say an instance. If there is a educational platform, they focus on the guest blogging in a general learning platforms, which has a backlink or a backrope to the purpose that the corporate serves. So the blog writer provides content not only attracting the audience, but also he focuses how to backlink the blog viewers to his page. So that increases the referral traffic. So obviously, when a blog reader who hasn't known a fair knowledge about our platform, he gets a link back to know about us. So he becomes our audience. So this is the ultimate additional value that the guest blogging gives. And it also helps the website's SEO. It's an important point to clarify here. SEO is search engine optimization, and search engine optimization needs to be done with several analytics, needs to have so much of efforts from the team. But guest blogging is almost similar to unpaid activity or effortless activity when compared to the other activities, which helps to increase search engine optimization. Okay, so let's focus on the guest blogging opportunities. So how do we get this opportunity? We should find our niche. We should find the relevant website that offers the guest authors. Not all websites provide access to guest authors. So we should find and research about who are all the relevant websites. Not only the website, we should focus on the relevant website in relevant which has a match to our website also, relevance in the same industry. So we should have a clarity in this. So we should find the relevant website that offers guest authors. Do research on Twitter. On Twitter, we have a wide knowledge sharing. So we should have a deep knowledge on what is happening in Twitter. We should have research on this, and we should research websites that your buyer persona may often visit. Okay, so the buyer persona may often visit several websites. So which are they? Which are the websites they are recently browsing? Which are the frequent websites that the buyer personas are browsing? So we need to have that clarity, and then we should prioritize the outreach to website based on domain authority. So this point clarifies that the outreach to the website is based on the domain authority. Every organization has a domain authority on which they focus. What is the vision and mission they have? So that is mentioned as domain authority here. So we should prioritize the outreach to the website as well. Okay, so let us have a view about how does guest blogging pay us. So I mentioned you here that it helps in getting referrals. They get good social shares like LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So this is automatically done. focusing on a blog for an educational institution. So he first does the topic clusters, okay, like heading, subheading, what are the data points, what are the research points, what is the statistics. So that comes under topic cluster model. Next is the video content. Okay, so video content should be unique. So whenever blog writer does his writing, he focuses the writing and also he attaches the videos as a section to break the contents into several phrases. So when a video is added in between, it shows the uniqueness, grabs the attention of the blog reader, as the videos will have engaging content right higher than the text content. So the subtitles is also should be added as an advantage in a video, and the content should have a social awareness message. So this is all about content marketing modules. Okay, so I hope you had a good session, got a good knowledge about what is content marketing, what is the benefit we get from content marketing, what are the elements we need to focus about content marketing. So thank you.